Get ready. Okay, I think you get the idea. This is definitely the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of CB radios. Holy shit. I've done a lot of Cobra 2000s for this customer. He buys them, likes fixing them up. You know, a lot of times he does his own cap jobs, which is fine, and he sends them to me for any repairs they need and doing the transceiver alignments and whatnot. But he sent me this one. I can't remember exactly what he said right off the top of my head. Something was having because the faceplate's falling off of this. Having a problem with the mic jack or something. Well, yeah, there's the mic jack. You know, I pulled the top cover off. I wanted to start on the bottom first because it's the worst, and we'll go to the top. Doesn't look that bad, but it's not that great. But yet the bottom is holy smokes. But yeah, like I said, I had the top cover off, and I looked at it like, yeah, it's got some questionable stuff here, but not that bad. Nothing we can't fix. You know, we'll get the faceplate, reinstalled and everything. And then I flipped it over and took the bottom cover off, and yeah, my jaw's still kind of halfway stuck to the floor. I mean, where do you start? The first thing I noticed was, adjustable transformers. What the hell is going on here? An AN 240p. I got to thinking, I was like, well, Transformers AN 240p, hell, that's what Ranger and Galaxy, all them, that's what they've been using for years for FM. And so I pulled the data sheet on it real quick, and yeah, sure enough, that's what it is. It's a FM IF amplifier and discriminator. So yeah, somebody added FM to this, and man, along with other shit. I mean, I don't think I'm going to even get involved in this one. I mean, there's, holes drilled, parts added. I mean, like here, just an electrolytic cap just tacked on to a toggle switch that almost has to be for a noise toy. Let's see, where in the hell does that go? Black wire. Yeah, well, not even connected, but yeah, it goes, yeah, it's headed in that direction. That's where the mic jack would have been. So yeah, that was electrolytic cap. I'm assuming they were using that for a timing, probably a Roger P. Lord only knows, man. I mean, yeah, that's probably one of their noise toys, I guess. But there's other relays just glued down to the circuit board. There's transistors. Yeah, this is a transistor. Hell, there's a transistor down here by the damn PLL chip. There's another diode there. Looks like, I guess, they unlocked the clarifier. But I'm not sure what the hell's up with this diode on the bottom side. I mean, wow. I mean, there's just wires running all over the place in this damn thing. Some of it makes sense for the FM part. I understand you're going to have cables. But man, if this is seriously sloppy shit here. I mean, and this doesn't make. How in the hell did they do FM if they didn't go to the bands? This makes even less sense. They've got all of the stuff off the FM board going to one of the switch. Yeah. I've seen FM and Cobra 2000s. I've seen. I know once for a fact because I removed it out of that one. It might have been. I've seen it in 2, I think. But it's not that hard of a modification to do. You just get a unit in FM board out of any of the export radios, and they're fairly easy to tack in circuit. The only thing you really got to do is replace the band switch usually. Or not band switch, the mode switch, so you can add the FM position. So you'd have, PA, AM, upper, lower sideband, and then if you want to add FM, you need the FM position. But yeah, somebody didn't do that. Somehow they've wired that in through one of the flip switches on the front panel, and it looks like they've all been no, actually the last one here. Huh, there's actually one they didn't touch. Imagine that. It's going to snow. But yeah, they've got the FM going to, I don't know how in the hell do they deactivate. Woo. You know, and all these little guys are for their channel mod, it looks like, because they all go down to the PLL. Yeah, pretty much all of those. So these two switches here for the channel mod. Blue one. Hell, okay, they did a, looks like, I guess, a 3 switch. And then there's extra switches in the back. Great, that's a 4. Hell, that goes to the PLL too. The hell, I've never seen a 4 switch. Wow. And like I say, hell, they've got relays wired in. They've got this going. Well, hell, that goes over to the switch too. That's got a little ceramic trimmer cap on it. Ground. Well, hell, both of those go to ground. So they're not really doing anything there. It goes to the relay over to. Man. Whew. So let me just pause the video before the eyes burn out of your head. Let me pause the video and flip this thing over. Yeah, not much better up front, is it? But yeah, here's the trim piece. Like I said, he was in the process, I think, taking the bezel off or something. But this is easy enough to glue back on. He usually puts, get a set of stickers, the decal stickers to stick on us. That would be no biggie, but one of the first things I noticed on the top side when I pulled the cover off, a nice shiny new transistor back here, and it's a NT236, which is a substitute for pretty much every RF transistor on the face of the planet ever used in a CB radio. And I don't like using this. I use NT components all the time. I use a lot, pretty much everybody's, but I like their numbering system, and I do use their components. And for the majority of stuff, they're fine. Small signals, they're MOSFETs, JFETs. I mean, Christ, ICs. All they are is a rebrand, what I call rebranders. They buy components, basically sand off the manufacturer's number off of it, and then stamp it with their numbering system and labeling, which is fine. But like I say, RF transistors, that's the one thing you really want to stick, because the differences between RF transistors can be pretty drastic, your output. So yeah, I try to avoid universals. I usually like to use whatever was original. It still has, looks like I don't know if it's original, but it does have the correct driver. It's got a 2166 in it still. But yeah, and it's got the few decades worth of fuzz monsters growing in there. It would definitely need a good bath. And we scroll up here to the front. The crystal, yeah, I have to look at it. When I originally popped it off, I looked at it. That's not even the right frequency anymore. But then, like I said, they got a 4-switch channel mod in this thing, it looks like. I don't know. The PLL chip, it's in an IC socket. That's fine and dandy. You see that all the time, because these damn radios, this capacitor right here, they poured in that damn Sony Bond glue around here, and it would always, ooze over and touch like the rear 1 or 2 terminals on the PLL chip, and as it ages, it becomes corrosive and conductive, and it would eat the terminals off the PLL chips. It's not uncommon to see those replaced, but yeah, somebody's got. They went through the trouble of installing a socket, and then what do? They've got this resistor, and it's soldered right to the lead of the IC, right at the top. I mean, really? There's some other stuff I can see here, like there, yellow cap. That's not original. So, at least one capacitor's been replaced. No, actually, that might even be original. Nah, date code on it's too new. But yeah, some of the meter wires are bare, or the light wires are bare, and modulation limiter's missing. Holy shit! Nobody ever, with all the shit that's been done to this poor thing, it's amazing. The 54 megahertz trap adjustment has never been messed with. I see somebody's got red all over some of this stuff. They marked this up, I guess so they could remember where they needed to crank their power up. I don't know. But, wow. I definitely have to say I think this one's going to be a parts chassis, because, man, you'd have got a couple days trying to undo all that crap on the underside. Like I say, just trying to redo these switches, man, you're going to have so much time in this thing. It's not worth it, if the frequency counter module works, pull that out. There's still lots of good usable parts in here. The crystal filters, the PLL chip, a couple of crystal, well, that one not, because like I say, that's not the right frequency. There's still lots of good stuff in here. Power supply. That's another thing that was replaced. It has which I don't think I've ever seen before, a Digitron. The main power transistor has been replaced. But no problem there. But yeah, this thing is, I think it's seen better days. It's probably definitely worth just calling it quits on this one. This radio would be a money pit. So it's not worth wasting the customer's money. Find another one that's in decent condition that's got problems and, could use some parts. This would be a good donor chassis. So, yep, this is what a Texas Chainsaw Massacre CB radio looks like, in case you've never seen one.